go through stretches like this where I don't even narrate. And, you know, we just record and dump this shit. But that's the game sometimes. So, you know, you fight. Oh shit. Oh shit, that was Wazuban. We gotta go. Fuck, we're way down or something like that. We gotta fucking dump equipment here. How ironic. I've been fucking just kind of mumbling into my mic for like a half hour. Not a single interesting battle here. And as soon as there's something interesting, we're gonna get captured. I gotta jettison all this gear. We've been just racking up battle after battle. Suddenly we're weighed down here and we're banged up from that last fight. Fuck, 2.1. We're still moving slow. Part of it is the fording on the bridge. If that guy catches us, the other army is either going to get pulled in or worse, the reinforcement system, they will come in afterwards. Shit, there's another force behind him. Let's see, we got to dump every single troop we got here. We're actually over. So it's the opposite of all hands on deck. This is all hands, get the fuck out of our army here before we get captured here. See here, I don't want to dump these troops, but you got to do what you got to do. These troops are no good if we get captured. So just dishing good troops onto the highway here. I hate doing this, man. But what do you do, right? We're banged up, we're encumbered, and we're going to get slaughtered here unless we... That's a little bit better. It's still close, though. They seem like they're moving faster than that. Go, baby. Fuck. What an ominous scene this is. Get out of here. Ugh. Okay, shit, here we got some forces here. Scare this guy off. That way we can fucking ditch. Okay, at least, I think we're at least in the clear here. Man, that was gnarly. But what do we got going on here? It's an Aserai invasion after repeated very small battles. Battles of 1,000, kind of disappointing for all these mods we're using. And now they disappeared. There they are. Oh shit. There are two different huge forces of Aserai, including Wazuban. Now where's Manchug here? Here he is. Oh shit. We got a collision coming here. And you know what? Actually, this is beautiful. This is the kind of shit that you want to record. This makes it all worth it, right? The last half hour. Honestly, I haven't even been narrating for a lot of it because nothing's happened. And now I get caught with my pants down here. Welcome back again, friends, to another episode of Tactical Enlightenment. Our YouTube channel is dedicated to all things Bannerlord related. Welcome back again to our Vlandian campaign. Welcome back to the children of Baron York. We continue to have these side campaigns going. I've been playing this campaign kind of on and off. I haven't been filming too much because honestly, there hasn't been that much battle. If I'm honest, I think most of the action is up where the Baron is. But after playing for about an hour here, we have action. And so I've started an episode here. I like to keep you guys in this sort of multi-campaign feel. I love the fact that these campaigns are happening side by side, that the Baron's children, Rose and Isagun and Hal and all these guys are out there. And we have a situation here. Now you can only see one army, but right before I started narrating, or I don't know how I'm going to do this, there's another Aserai force, and they look like they're heading this way to siege. Well, I think they're going to collide here because Manchug is coming in to siege Vostrum. So we got ourselves a battle in our hands today, I hope. Otherwise, I'm getting awful excited for no reason. They might smash that other Khazate force. We shall see. But this is the first bit of excitement I've had in about an hour and a half, almost an hour and a half of playing. And so we're actually hoping they attack Manchug. That way we can get a big gnarly battle here and reintroduce you to Hal, to Rose, to Rylan, and the Baron's children's here, right? The Baron's up there cutting the throats of nobles, and his children are down here trying to make their own way against Wazuban and this terror of this Vlandian, or excuse me, this Aserai force. They are engaging Manchug here, so we've got to fly in here and rescue the Khan again, right? No wonder he keeps letting us marry his daughters. We've saved the dude's life like 3 or 4 times in this campaign. He's old, but Wazuban is not, right? Wazuban is definitely one of the uber characters that are in this campaign. If you never saw the Aserai campaign, you need to, because it's also a great intro and lead into this campaign. A lot of it predates this campaign because of when it was played, and I mean chronologically. Now, I wouldn't give up this battle for the world, right? This is going to be amazing. There could be reinforcements too, right? All the big names are here. Wazuban. He's not the Sultan of the Aserai, but he might as well be, right? Guzid is the Sultan with permission. Now, Rylan, level 36. He's starting to get very potent. In fact, I think he's only a few levels behind his dad here. It remains to be seen whether these guys are going to clash in this campaign. But Wazuban and Rhineland are going to clash here, right? The Manshub Khan and a huge horde of horse archers here. Shit, and I've got these settings set up for the last cutscene I made. Have to do a few adjustments here. I'm getting nervous. Man, I get nervous for these big battles. There's pressure not just to win, it's a huge Titanic battle, but I know hundreds of you fellas are going to watch later on and either judge or snicker or ride with us, right? So this is about as intense as it gets. And 500 cavalry, you can almost bet almost all of those are Vanguard Ferris. So it's the clash of Khan's Guards and Vanguard Ferris. Who wins? We're going to find out here. Of course, there'll be other troops, but that's going to be the first wave or two, as all elite troops are on the battlefield right now. You can just tell. It's all Khan's Guards. Those might be all Varangians. I can't control the Khazate picking up Varangians, although some of them might just be Sturgeon Heavy Spearmen. We have quite a bit of territory, Sturgeon territory, in this campaign, or at least we've had at times. We'll update you with the map at some point in this episode, kind of get you caught up. I recognize it's probably been, I was going to say a few weeks, a few years, right, since we've reintroduced the children here of Baron York, and I'll update you on some of those details. But I'm a little busy right now here, right? We're getting hordes of javelins thrown at us here, and we have an amazing Titanic battle to start today's episode. I fucking love it. Flaming arrows and everything, right? We've got like a sunrise. There's a beautiful scene here, and it's a beautiful scene of cavalry. There's just horses everywhere, as both sides are almost entirely mounted. Now, we'll get quite a few troops here. Our army had 700, 800, 900 troops, right? I didn't actually see. We had a lot. The power bar is very close, and at this stage, you're probably going to lose the power bar, as I want to do in this campaign. We're going to keep the suspense cranked to the max for you fellas. If I'm getting the difficulty cranked to the max, you guys have the suspense cranked to the max. At least I can see the power bar. Although some guys, again, they say there's a mod for it. I'm hesitant to bring in any more mods at this stage of the campaign. I'm worried about conflicts and whatnot, so we're just going to roll with this. I don't really look at the power bar mid-battle, and especially so when I know you guys can't see it. So we're going to take this high ground here to the left, frankly, because I don't have that many troops. I'm looking and counting. Maybe I have 150 or 120 troops, and we'll let these two behemoth kingdoms smash into each other. Those are all our horse archers, just flaming arrows into the valley. And I like our setup here. This is a good map for horse archers. There's a big bowl here with a bunch of ridges. We can just continue to circle and surround these Aserai forces. But it's a strange battle, too, because they're trying to circle us. So you get like this counter circling. And so far, so good, right? We're definitely winning the ranged battle. But we'll see. Now, it's unlikely we're going to see the big man, Wazuban, but he's in this battle. Many of the other princes of the Aserai kingdom are here. I did not see Guzid. He would be in this battle. If he was leading an army, I did not see his name, but this is about as big of a battle as you can get in a Bannerlord campaign, StrengthenAI or not. Now, I haven't really been using a bow, either with the Baron or even in these little side series, these Disasters of War, so we may try a few shots here, especially if our health gets lower, but right now, don't forget, Ryland has a legendary glaive, which is basically the nastiest weapon you can have in the whole game, right? It's an incredibly deadly polearm. If it doesn't one-shot everybody, it almost one-shots him. And as soon as I said that, it took like 4 hits to kill that guy. But this thing is deadly, and his polearm skill's got to be in the 300s. I didn't actually take a close look at Ryland. Oh shit, what the fuck just happened? Oh, I got couch-lanced for half my health. That's not what I want to have happen in this kind of a battle. There's a lot of battle left here. I'm gonna have to sit up here, fucking not shooting very well and shit and getting chased. I think I better switch to my glaive for most of this battle. I think the bow, actually, in a situation like this, makes you vulnerable. You're gonna get javelins chucked in your face. And of course, when you have your glaive out, there's no friendly fire. You can just wail away and not worry that you're going to hit some of your own troops. It's a pompous Aserai lord there with a bad helmet. Have an arrow in your back. And I don't know. I don't think I'm that skilled with the bow and arrow. I haven't been using it enough. There are guys out there like Strat Gaming Guide who's just soloing the whole realm of Calradia. I'm going to stick to what I do best, right? I'm going to stick to tactics here. We'll do some glaive work. Both of those are skill sets that I think I'm pretty comfortable with. So we'll leave the fine bow skill. God, I'm getting mangled in this battle. I mean, this battle just started and I'm down to a third health. Well, we're going to have to crank up the focus here. I just sort of opening my eyes a little bit more here, taking in the battlefield a little bit more, take a breath, you know. And sometimes you just gotta collect yourself and not get too stressed out in a situation. Services, you know, that we've learned in the fire, in my career, as a firefighter, right? These things serve us well here. You just sort of take it easy, right? There's nothing imminently disastrous. I've got a whole line of horse archers here. I can sort of start to formulate a plan and gather myself here. Now, I love this archery fire, right? We've got these guys on the ridge. There is troops in the valley, and we're just flanking the shit out of the enemy with our position here. It's another good example of a vassal battle where we're really going to make an impact here, you know, despite the fact that we have a lot less troops than the others on the battlefield here. We're going to make a lot of impact on our own guys there. Where's Argyle, right? We win, right, buddy? Automatic win, right? That's what he says. As long as we sacrifice one of our troops to the god of war, victory should be assured. In fact, I just shrugged my shoulders like a run-of-the-mill 3,000 versus 3,000 epic fight here. It's in the bag. Now, we've got some infantry here, and I see Sturgeon Spearmen, and I see Vlandians. I'm going to have to go through our units here, although we have some vassals that I can't pull them off. So the rule of thumb, if you're curious again, the Vlandians, of course, are in this side twin portion of this campaign, but I'm not really going to use them. What I mean by that is Wyland won't intentionally recruit Vlandians. They're just too powerful. If you add them to horse archers, cons guards, I can't think of a more lethal combination than that, other than maybe Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie, right? It's a deadly duo. And it borders on cheat with a good commander at the helm. Now, we just had a huge flush of red. It might be infantry, or it might just be our troops finally ran out of health. I don't know. We'll see. It's very difficult as a commander for me to try to make a coherent story out of this battle and come up with a plan. I've got Aserai Vanguard Ferris on our side. The enemy has... these are Varangians. They're bringing in their own elite troops. We've got at least 10 or 12 Varangians in this division. Let's just send them in here. Offense is going to be the name of this battle. And frankly, I don't have a problem with F1, F3, although we're still going to position when the moment calls for it, right? We're not just going to F1, F3 the whole battle. And of course, when we have more forces here, which will be later in this fight, and hopefully Wyland is still up or one of his family members. Die, Ferris. Hopefully then tactics will mean a lot more. Right now, how can you make sense of it, right? We don't have that many troops on the battlefield. It looks like about 150. And again, there's like 1,500 troops on the battlefield right now, and we're not in control of 90% of them. So there's only so much tactics you can do here. That's always a good tactic. Carotid artery, severed, right? It usually results in a fatality. 167, I just smoked that guy with him. He didn't die, which is a reminder, too, that we have the StrengthenAI mod cranked. And some of these units have artificially high health. And what I mean by that, of course, is our enemy, not our troops. Wazuban, I think his troops have like 250 or even 300 hit points, just to make him even more menacing. Let's move this infantry in. Start to be a little bit systematic. Is that Wazuban there? Kill him. That is Wazuban. We got all these. I mean, this is one of those situations you try to zoom in on the guy and you get smoked by all these different. These are Fiend champs, and just ran that guy over. It shows you how ineffective the bow is. You just take all these precise shots and your horse gets the kill. Now, I've lost sight already of Wazuban, but in a battle like this, as much as I would love to have just a climactic showdown against the enemy juggernaut opponent, you know, with so much chaos and the tendency for the AI units just to run around like a chicken with their head cut off, it's very hard to get a true showdown. I think we got a slash or two on him, but he's got like 600 hit points, so Wazuban is not going down to 1 or 2 hits. I'm starting to like the flow of this battle a little bit better, but man, is it scary as a horseman. There are just javelins flying everywhere, projectiles whizzing over my ear. You can see them flying everywhere. There's arrows flying everywhere. Most of the arrows are mine. ours, right? The Kazate. There are some Aserai horse archers, though. I've already seen a few, and there will probably be more here. Let's start to consolidate here. It looks like our forces got annihilated on that front line, and sometimes you got to gather yourself and regroup in a battle like this. So again, sort of take a deep breath, and we'll collect a little stock as to what's going on here, right? There's skirmishing in the rocks and shit here. It's a chaotic battle, to say the least. When you have this many cavalry, battles like this turn into utter chaos. I mean, look at that shit. It's an epic battlefield. There's fighting for hundreds of yards. Hundreds of meters, right? You European fellas would say. For some reason, our ignorant ass country still uses feet and fucking... You know why it is? I'll say it, because Americans are arrogant. Maybe not the people listening to this video, but America's a very fucking arrogant and ignorant country. It's very irritating. I mean, that's the only reason, other than, you know, a few logistical changes. It would be probably like $1 million or $1 billion loss to GDP to switch, right? They'd have to go through, and companies would just have to change logos and icons and shit to change for the metric system. But then they would make money. It'd be easier to converse, of course, with European and other countries. It's really the whole rest of the world that uses the metric system. Just our fucking ignorant country that refuses to. And I know you British people, dipshits, you got your stones and shit like that, but that's more tradition, right? When you go to Europe, I'm pretty sure you guys buy a liter of petrol. Oh, motherfucker. I'm commanding my troops here and shit and getting stabbed. I gotta keep moving here. I mean, I was gonna say, or I'm gonna get killed. I'm already killed, right? I have no health. So, I better also get into this battle. I'm rampaging here about the metric system, but it is obnoxious that America just refuses to adopt the metric system. Now, see, we are being circled. These are fucking Aserai horse archers and shit. We got to try to take out some... Fucking asshole took out my horse. We got to try to take out some of these guys here at our back. Otherwise, we're going to be in trouble. I might be in a lot of trouble here. I'm getting fucking... This is like an assassination attempt here. They're closing in horse archers on me. Killed that guy's horse. Let's get some units over here. I got to get back on a horse or I'm a dead man. I'm going to get fucking couch lanced. Fortunately, these archers can't shoot. Neither can I. Well, I'll just miss. Alright, the third course should be here soon. Alright, get off your horses. Form a square. Give me a little bit of protection. Ryland is getting a bit of an ego, as all people do when they start to get powerful. And he wants a fucking... No, shit. Now we're fat finger and shit. Dismount. Hold fire. No. Follow me. We're going to start doing some tactics here. Focus a little bit more here. Come on, baby. Work. We got a battle to win here. And this is anything but over. What's weird is it's really quiet. You would think there'd be huge chaos and battle here, but I think the battle is so spread out, and there must be pockets of fighting, that there's not much going on right here. Let's go find it and make an impact. Okay, we got 2 horse archer divisions. We can use this secondary ridge here. This is nice. There's nothing behind us, right? So everything's in front of us. I see a bunch of Aserai in that valley. It looks like about 400 or 500 troops. It actually, I'm surprised it's not more. We do have the Battlesize mod cranked, so we'll see. It might just be that they have other forces somewhere else, but they do have a concentration of palace guards here. Let's start getting units moved up here, start to do a big C formation, and then we will have a collective charge. Let's see what we got going on here. Palace guard was a palace guard. Another palace guard was a palace guard. 500 in the head. There goes his head. All right, and our flanks and rear is covered pretty well. The battle's in front of us here, so this is definitely a situation where you just swallow up everything in sight. Horse archers, heavy cavalry, infantry charging, archer support. Let's go, boys. We got horse archers over here, the 4th and the 8th. Now they do have about 500 troops in the valley. Get this big, long, spread out archer divisions. They will be told to charge here eventually. We got to get them in position first. That way they got a nice line and good line of sight. There's a lot of death in the valley here. Of course, the enemy has just stacked troops. It's awesome. All right, let's move these forces in here. Let's make a concerted effort charge. 1st, 3rd, 6th, and 8th can charge. Let's pull this division through the middle here. Horses are flying all over the place. Fucking love it. Let's go, boys. Tear it up. They don't have any vanguards. Their troops are just spread all over the place, but they're thick all over the place, right? There's a guy every 10 feet. Let's see if we can't remove a few heads here. I have no health, so I've got to dodge like a fucking... like a ballerina here. Can't stop moving very long. Archers thick. It looks like a lot of their troops are coming down this bank. There's like a little sand bank here. We got to get some archers positioned there to start cutting them off before they get down that sand bank. They got infantry everywhere. Is that Wab Zuban? It kind of looked like him. And then he's gone, right? Because you're moving so fast, and I don't have the health to stop and have a showdown here, right? We're trying to survive. Die, you bastard! Well, I think we made a dent there with that attack. I don't know. It's so hard to tell, right? Of course, I'm not watching the death spam. You guys might be. There's still fiend champs everywhere. This is easily one of the most chaotic battles I've ever fought. And you know the most interesting part, unless I missed it, there hasn't been any reinforcements. And it's still total chaos. There's units running everywhere. Horse archers, cavalry charging, archers are shooting. Now, it's not tactically beautiful, that's for sure, right? We haven't had control of a lot of troops until just now anyways. Those are our fiend champs. Let's get our lines reformed here. There's probably going to be multiple big collapsing waves like that. This battle is hardly over. And they are. They're coming down that sandbank. Let's get some archers and crossbows set up before they can get there, right? If we could sort of cut off their access to line of sight, smoke them before they get down here, then maybe we've got a chance to really turn this battle. There's a huge flush of red. I can't even tell where we're dying. Our troops aren't charging, so we should be pretty safe. They should at least be doing okay. But I see tons of death spam. Let's start moving these lines up. 4th, 8th. Probably start splitting a few more of these divisions. 3rd and 7th can act as shields here as we start to advance horse archers. It's shield and shock, only with guys with a bow also, right? They're shock troops with a bow. Khans guards and what are they, the Keshik? It's nasty. Now, I know some guys don't want us to use Khazate units. They're like, it's a Vlandian campaign. You got to give us a little bit of rope here. We're weaving these campaigns together, and I just think it's great, right? We've already seen the Baron with Ryland. He's literally running around in the campaign. Obviously, you fellas know I'm not playing both at the same time, but they both exist in this world, and let's be honest, right? Every single Bannerlord campaign is make-believe, right? It's not like this is happening in Mongolia or some shit like that. Another horse just flew off the battlefield and shit. You know, so play along with me here a little bit, right? We, for all intents and purposes, Baron, York, and Ryland are in the same campaign here. You guys just have to use your imagination a little bit. I know that's going away, right? With the advent of porn and all kinds of other horrific shit that comes with AI. The word already is that imagination is dramatically decreasing, and I think that's very disturbing. All right, let's move cavalry forward as we make a big heavy horse archer charge here. A lot of these guys are just standing here at their glaive. That means they need to be sent into battle. We've got infantry to support them as well. The ones that still have arrows can shoot, and I'm bringing the cavalry in the front because we're going to have to interrupt their archers as we go slugging in here. This may be a bad decision. I'll tell you in 2 minutes. We'll see if I get shot off my horse here, flying through this. There's fucking carnage units everywhere. Oh shit, don't die. It might be too big of a jump. Okay, we just barely survived that. It's amazing I'm on my feet still, or on my horse. And I don't know, I think that was a push, that decision. The problem here is the enemy is going to get reinforcements closer than us. So it's one of those situations where your ally's pushing up and you're compelled to do one of two things. Give up your ally to the ghost and they're going to get smoked, or support him and get a disadvantageous situation. For now, we're going to support him. I do see more reinforcements coming in this next wave. See if we can't continue to put a beating on this enemy force right here. We clearly have the momentum. Our units are pouring up. Apart from that infantry division right there. Okay, let's focus on that. Let's charge at the infantry and drag the cav division in here. We can do a little, we'll divert real quick and smash this infantry. Do a little hammer and anvil here. Charge, boys, supposedly right in the back of the infantry there. Probably didn't do anything. And now we can start using these forces to collapse on the enemy archers on that wall. But chaos, more chaos, right? You couldn't, I don't know, can barely tell who's friend and foe, to be honest. I'll just shoot and hope I kill someone. There's another guy here riding in my way. All right, come on, boys. 1st and 3rd, get up here. They do have a lot of infantry here. Our archers are spraying pretty good, but they're getting shot pretty good. Let's get these heavy Khans guards in here for some melee. Let's get them in here and have them hold fire right on top of these archers and hope they can start shredding them with their glaives. shit, I can't get up there. Oh boy, I'm so close to death. Fight! There's a bunch of archers here. Let's get them in here and try and charge and hold fire. It's still all tier 5 archers. These battles are so epic. There's just nothing like this in regular Bannerlord. I mean, this is a half hour into this fight, and there's still tier 5 everywhere. Carnage, bodies flying all over the place. Holy shit, they just got an infantry reinforcement, because suddenly they are thick in here. We're going to get annihilated here, but no choice now, right? The forces are here. Might as well go out and blaze the glory. I can't believe I didn't get stabbed there. I just had a huge amount of cavalry pop out right in front of us, and sort of inevitable. We finally go down here. Right? All right. Let's refocus here. My eyes are fucking blurry. Let's get. Let's see that further ridge there. Let's use that. We can use the enemy here as crash test dummies until they get to this ridge. We'll start separating divisions here. If we could set up strongly in that ridge and then drive through with cavalry while they come to us, that should give us some benefits. It's very ugly behind us. They just got annihilated. Although I see some green death spam back there. It's not all allied forces getting killed, right? We definitely, we stung the Aserai there pretty severely. Get cavalry and horse archers on this right flank and just start driving in here. Look at this angle these guys have. That's beautiful, right? Let's spear some of these fuckers. This guy's probably inept. 91 damage. He's pretty weak. But we're still going to try to fly in here and kill some fucks. Oh shit. Are they routing? No. Maybe. I think they might have just routed. They did. Man. Well, I'm going to go ahead and say it was our charge, right? It was Ryland's charge, his death charge that caused that. But really, I think it was just them getting worn out. We were slowly tilting that battle into our favor. I think, of course, some of the tactics that we pulled off there certainly helped. I'm going to go ahead and say that anyways. I don't know. We're going to do some revisionist history in this battle, like Napoleon. We'll do like he did. We'll do like he did at so many of his battles, and we'll just say that we swung the battle here. Now we only killed at 300. Oh, that's just Ryland's army. So it's actually impossible for me to tell how our army did here. I think we did well, but it's very opaque, right? You got all these other enemy armies that are in the way here. It doesn't actually matter victory, right? We have 800 survivors, so we tactically, at least on some level, fought a good battle. And you know what I just realized I'm most happy about? Nobody died. We didn't lose rows. All this death for all. In fact, there wasn't a single death in this battle. It shows you the irregularity of the death for all mod, right? You get a huge amount of deaths in a medium-sized battle, and a Titanic battle here with 6,000 troops and nobody dies.
Stop.
The Khan loves Ryland, at least in theory, right? The relation would be 9,000 if they could put that much on there. We don't need any prisoners here. Let's hope for some more elite loot, and we'll be on our way here. I don't know what on our way is, though, right? Now the city's going to be sieged? No? Okay. Oh. Manchug is like, nah, we can't siege it now. This city was our city until, I want to say an hour ago. They took it, and look at the prosperity. We put a bunch of food into Vostrom, and the prosperity's been rising for a long time. Look at that shit. 15,000 prosperity. You almost never see that. And then, of course, the Aserai took it when I was away. Oh shit, Northern Empire has been destroyed. And people are getting pregnant. There's destruction and creativity here and creation all at the same time in this campaign. Let's look at this shit. This is fucking beautiful. The Northern Empire is destroyed. And of course, if you're watching the other campaign, right, you know that the Northern Empire was destroyed, right? You are probably back in time here. It's summer 11, right? The Northern Empire is no more, even though that's like a repeat. In fact, let's see if the Baron was part of that shit, right? We'll do a little... what do they call that shit? Forensics. We'll go flying. I don't want to show you too much of the map here. I'm kind of trying to cheat and not show you too much of the fog of war. But we can zoom up here, and you can see the Vlandians just destroyed the Calais Castle. And so the campaigns continue, right? These campaigns being weaved together here. We're surrounded by tons of forces here. But I don't see any immediate danger. Let's investigate this shit. Let's see if Baron York, executed so-and-so. Or maybe he's not in here at all. I guess he's not. There he is. Look at that shit. Nethys of the Northern Empire, taken prisoner by Baron York of the Vlandians. It's fucking amazing. and Callius Castle goes down. You gotta love it, right? You gotta love, you know, this campaign that we've developed here is like a living, breathing campaign. There's all these rebels and shit and minor clans. There's carnage on the campaign map here. There's so many different forces. In fact, this guy is starving. His army is 0, and I think Monchug sees the same thing. We got a castle nearby with a few troops. I'm not sure what actually to do yet. We might run all the way back to Akalat. We do have a lot of forces at Akalat still. Look at this guy. He's starving. Let's see if we can run this guy down. Monchug is like, he's ours! Yeah, let's just capture this bitch. They get to 0 when they're starving, right? That's when they run out of food, basically, in the open. And there's no cities for that guy to go to, of course, because we were all over his city. Alright, getting a little autosave here. We're going to have to... I got to rebuild this army a little bit. And I think we'll probably head to Poros next. We've taken Poros like 3 times in this campaign, but it's back and forth, right? It's just absolutely a war-weary campaign. There's also been a ton of rebellions. There's a big fist at Onira, and some of these other cities rebelled as well. So we've got more carnage and more chaos in this campaign, right? In addition to all the stuff that's happening with Baron York, this whole other side story down here is developing into its own interesting story. And I can promise you there's more twists to come, fellas. In fact, we're going to introduce some really unique elements whenever these gentlemen come along. I won't give any more details than that. You can see we're going to have peace here against the Aserai. And I don't like that decision, but it makes sense, right? We're very war-weary. We're at war with the Southern Empire. We're at war with the Sturgeons with their juggernaut forces. I got to clean up my garrison here, so we'll probably do a little bit of editing. But then I think it's probably on to either Poros. I can't tell, but it seems like they're under attack. I think I saw a message that said the Southern Empire was attacking, so might have screwed us here by separating our forces. But it looks like we also might be just in time. I can't see if someone's attacking, but I'm pretty sure that's what's going on. I don't think they've started the siege there, so at least we helped. We took Melian Castle here, but you know, it's sort of a cardinal sin to split up your forces. It's too late now. Now we just got to see if we can ride to the rescue again of Monchug here. The other army sieging as we drive north now. And it does look like they're under attack. Their army is getting depleted fast. And fuck, if we're going to get there, it's going to be barely 12, 13, 1400. Can we handle that? 800, 1400? You know, we're going to try. See here, there ain't nobody we can call. 900 troops we're gonna have, give or take, and we're there with 24 troops left if we're gonna be able to pull this off. So I mean, there's for sure part of me thinking you just leave in a situation like this, or I'm thinking if the battle goes really bad at the beginning, then you leave. And of course it would be a disgrace. You just walk away from the con. So I don't think we're gonna do that. This is one of those things. I know you guys, what you guys want me to do here, right? You guys want to see a brawl. We already had that great battle earlier. Let's add another one here. We're a little banged up from that castle siege, but I think we still have, you know, 70% pretty good troops here. So let's try a really wide arching archery spread here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 divisions of cavalry, and let's just have 1 division of infantry to start this battle. We'll do the old traditional shield wall in front, make a huge crane formation. It's a good battlefield for it, right? We can see what kind of landscapes we have here as we move forward. But this has potential for, you know, a nice encircling here. Although, at least their first wave is just going to be hordes of cavalry. They got some horse archers coming up here, a little bit of infantry, but it's going to be hundreds of elite cataphract. Not because that's the nature of this campaign, right? They're going to have 4, 5, 6, 700 tier 6 units. And it's the whole screen is elite cataphracts. So, the good news, though, is that we all know on the channel, these guys are just not all they're made out to be here. And that's Monchug and his crew. There's like 30 Khazaits charging forward. Those are not our troops. We're going to back off, in fact. I think we might even go all the way back. I don't like these hedges, these hills and ridges. Hill and a ridge is a hedge. I don't like these hedges right here. We're going to back off to a better spot here. We're unfortunately going to get attacked before we can get there, so we've got to put some distractionary lines out here. We can put a cav division, maybe square the infantry and get the hell out of here, because this terrain here is not going to work. Get out of my way, boys. We got to pull back. Now, the only good news here is that the Khazate forces that charged in, Manchug and whoever, I don't know if Manchug is still up. He might be unconscious. They are going to distract the enemy very momentarily. And hopefully we can set up this ring formation here. It's going to be so many cavalry, though. They're going to attack the edges of this. There's just no way around it. The key is to try to stuff as many in the middle here as we can, occupy them, and then counterpunch after their inertias run out. 7th Division under that ridge. I want our horse archer divisions clear, at least initially. They're going to have to fight, though. 435 heavy cavalry coming in here. And eating all the Manchug and co. Well, we got a tough infantry line. We're going to be able to counterattack pretty seriously with this. This ridge is going to work nicely as well. If they bring up archers, we'll be able to hide behind this. There's a great spot here for us to make our stand. Archers are firing away. It looks like the 6th Division has a lot of crossbows. We'll keep that in mind for later. It's always nice to know a division has more of one unit or the other. Our cavalry here is just going to get mauled. That's all there is to it. And now that they've left that square alone, it's time to counterpunch, right? Let's drag this in towards the infantry. They're getting stacked up on the infantry square. Now that's good, right? Those guys can charge. A whole bunch of infantry in there. It's time to set those guys to work. I got some lord chasing after me here. Fucker. The archers are working, though, right? They're doing their thing. And the death spam looks good. All right, let's close in here on this 1st Division. They're surrounding it with a huge horde of cavalry. Let's charge with the 2nd, 3rd, and 1st. Listen to the arrows working. The enemy's being scorched. We got them penned up nicely here. And we have to win this first exchange seriously, right? We're outnumbered almost 2-1. Manchug's troops are worthless here. Who knows if there'll be a reinforcement? So it's always in the back of my mind. We're hoping it's allies. It may just well be enemies. At least we're off to a good start here, right? This first wave, we crushed their cavalry. Stubborn fuckers defending everything. I gotta get out of here before I get hacked apart. See if we can't keep our health a little better than that previous battle. You fuckers, just gonna defend everything, huh? Why don't you turn your head the other way, you dipshit? Have one in the back of the neck. I'm still probably better off with my glaive here, right? You're killing a guy every swing. It's faster, of course it's more risk. And as soon as I said that, I get slashed and hacked. Fuckers. Okay, they're starting to bring up. I see some infantry, but our horse archers here positioned right behind them are just flaying the shit out of them. Just scorching everything in sight. This crossbow division can charge. Their infantry that's in here is going to get swallowed up. They just don't have enough. It looks like they have 50 or 100 infantry just being zerged. Varangians on their back. Our reinforcements have arrived? Our reinforcements, thank God. I don't know where they came from, but we'll take it. Sorgan's party. Okay, well, we'll take it. Reset our lines here and await this next enemy wave. There's going to be at least one more wave, right? That is, was it 16, 1700, right? That was probably 500 or 600 right there. Sometimes in instances like this too, I like to do half scouting and half assassination here. Take out any of these guys that are fleeing back to their reinforcements. Shoot these punk asses off their horse. You can't guard forever, motherfuckers. That's right, you just put that shield down, dude, right in the back of the head. And peel out of here. What do we got going on here? All right, infantry. They got a big line of cavalry. They got tons of archers moving up. Of course, it's all elite units. Minus a head. They got kind of archers and horse archers sort of scurrying here. So this next batch has it all. Getting shot by horse archers. They got to get out of here. You can't shoot this way, can you, fucker? Oh, shit. The 6th Division. I'd left these guys to hang out to dry. Let's get them pulled back and give me the 3rd division here to try to get these guys to safety. There you go again, right? A perfect example of the span of control. I regularly exceed it myself, right? You try to do too much in one battle and boy, cost you. But I think I might have caught it in time. Let's actually split these guys. Let's do, my fucking hands are shaking. The 1st towards the left and the 6th towards the right. We'll form a V shape. We'll give that 6th infantry, that 6th crossbow division some infantry. Pull these other divisions back and prepare for this next wave. We want to be very diligent with ammo here. Who knows if there's going to be more reinforcements, right? Probably. Now, the Sturgeons theoretically are a threat too. We're at war with Sturgia. Maybe I should have said that at this stage. You know, there's going to be some editing between all these battles. I'm surely not going to show you the Siege of Melian Castle. That was just a blasting. Let's pull these lines back. They're in the vice here again. This infantry right down the chute. They're all separate. They're all separated and just smoked. It's probably too much ammo, actually, for that few infantry joining the enemy forces. That is bad. A caravan? A caravan is joining. That's not good, right? That means the enemy thinks they can win. They have a lot of cavalry still. I know they have horse archers. What don't they have? Fuck, their infantry's coming in hot. All right, well, we're going to have to charge with both directions. 1st, 6th. We've got a few guys in that 3rd division left. The horse archers can definitely charge too. There's a handful of guys here in the 2nd that are mixed with archers. Let's have these guys charge and just commit bloody murder in this valley. Ryland's got his beat stick going. It's savage. It's almost unfair to have a high-level character and then he gets a legendary glaive. Alright, we're softened up enough. Let's fly in here. Trucking bitches everywhere. We got a lot of troops in the valley. That lord had 37 arrows in him. There's one of the enemy lords with the 600 hit points. Shit! Saw that coming. I'm lucky I didn't get hit by the spear. I need cavalry. Let's see. I'm going to get killed here. Let's bring this the 7th. We can bring it a horse archer division. That's about my only hope here. Otherwise, I'm a dead man. There's cavalry and archers everywhere. Getting shot in the face. Hurry up, boys. Ryland loses his horse every battle. We're going to have to see about the armor on his horse. It must not be very good. Alright. I'm just going to charge here briefly just to buy me some time. Help me get out of here. Let's get this 7th division over to our left. Or our right. There's the 7th. Let's reset the archers on the ridge. Alright. Get off your horse. Stop right there, fellas. I need your horse. First one off, you lost your horse the earliest. All right, that infantry line looks good. It just depressed everything that came in there got mauled. I think it's time to reset again. Where the hell did all their other forces go? They had horse archers. I don't see shit anywhere. Let's reset our divisions back here. Oh, shit. Those are horse archers right there. They got horse archers behind us. Let's see. Charge with horse archers. Everybody charge. It's just an all charge. We can bottle them up here pretty good at least. That's right, boys. They were circling us. I didn't even see it. You fucking sneaky horse archers. You know, you'd think they're your horse archers. You don't expect the Southern Empire to have a huge amount of horse archers. But here they are. And they got butchered. More troops coming. We gotta form a defensive line here. I see archers towards the front of their formations. And we've got another doozy of a battle here. It just seems like almost every big battle in this campaign is gnarly. We're getting low on ammo, but we can put horse archers on the flank. Establish at least one division behind them here. The enemy's coming in kind of broken, which is actually worse for horse archers. Fuck, they got cavalry coming. I have no answer for this. I could just throw myself at them and hope it slows them down just a little. Oh, it's fucking chaos. Just trying not to get killed. We've got a great line here, though, at the center. The enemy's basically running up and being exterminated. Every time they send 200 infantry, it just insta-dies. That's archers, that's infantry, shit. Let's see, those guys are out of ammo. Most of them are just standing there. We've got very few guys left in the 1st or the 6th. Let's see, 7th, 8th. I'm running out of ideas here, fellas. At least it's lower level troops. If this was all high level troops, I would say we were toast. What can we do here? What can we do here? Form our lines, and I think we're going to have to start charging with horse archers. You just start barreling through at some point with horse archers. Let's see if we can squeeze a little bit of death out of our archers here. Put all the guys on the ridge there. You see that little tiny bar of white? I'm hoping, you know, they got 4 or 5 rounds of ammo. Because the enemy's not done yet. They're boring in. Fuck. We got raggedy looking troops here at the back end of our army. I mean, this army's kind of war exhausted. We were able to restock a little bit at Acolyte, but there just weren't a lot of elite troops there, right? The enemy's suffering war exhaustion, so is this army. I mean, this has been 2.5-hour session, just non-stop fighting, and it's really starting to wear us down. The death spam looks bad. Fuck. We're going to just have to charge here with everybody except horse archers. We're just going to have to form a giant angry train and try to barrel through them. Those raggedy little archers are just not going to get it done. They're out of ammo. Everybody charge. Fuck it. Let's have everybody charge except these horse archer divisions. You know, we've got like 100 horse archers here, 80 horse archers. We should be able to drive this through the enemy ranks and cause carnage. I mean, they're going to get shot to pieces because they have no shields, but they're going to be able to cause charge damage and break up formations here, just coming right on the flank, and just hope they're behind me doing exactly what I'm doing. Here they come. Attaboys, way to go. They're busting up the lines good. Our little weak-ass infantry line is charging there. I'm not sure it's going to last, though. Reinforcements? Our reinforcements. Thank God. You just cross your fingers every time. Get in here, boys. We need you now. There's a huge amount of troops here, and our troops are finally starting to melt. I still got good health. We didn't get couch lance this battle, so we're doing a lot better. I might even break out my bow here. How do you not swing this glaive though, right? It just dismembers everything it touches. I mean, it is lethal. The only thing that could be a little bit better is it could be a touch longer, right? It could be like 170, 180 length. I think it's like 130 or 150, something like that. If it was longer, it would be a cheat code. I think with 300 riding skill and 300 polearm, it's already a cheat code. Just 800 damage to an Imperial recruit. Let's help the Khazate. Don't tell me, I was going to say, don't tell me you brought 100 troops here. We need hundreds. Get in there, boys. And reinforcements saving us this battle, no doubt. Now, we had to kill enemy reinforcements, so I don't know. Maybe you say it evens out, but it's going to be down to the wire here. They did have a bunch of horse archers I lost sight of charging around the enemy. That's good. We're just going to continue to support here. This fucking noble, I swear, this guy, I've seen him 9 times. Look at him. Looks like a pincushion. Just won't die. These Terminator, some guy said it perfectly, these T-1000. That was amazing. There is so much carnage happening behind me. Finally shot that guy to death, and we do. We have a lot of horse archers. What a beautiful sight here. I've got 3 Consguards, maybe 2, 3 Consguards following me. It's me, Joe, and Bob here, and we're just going to cut a path through the enemy here. Follow me, Bob. And you just hope it's enough. God, the enemy's all over the place. They're going to win the infantry battle, I think, and they have archers down here, but we have a lot of horse archers. I wouldn't want to be in the enemy's position, I'll put it that way. They're getting surrounded by horse archers. There's a maniac with a guy named Bob chasing behind him on a horse. I like looking back every once in a while, and there's Bob. Bob's right behind me. Oh, there's Scorcher. They're just shooting the shit out of these archers from the flanks. Beautiful. The infantry fight actually looks like it might be going our way up here. It's a mess. Here, let's help it out. Oh, they're forming us. Look at these dipshits. They're forming a circle with infantry. You assholes. Well, if you guys are going to sit here, I guess we'll help you. Oh, attaboy, Bob. Bob just like, I can swing my glaive. That was great. He just kills the guys. Like, what are you trying to shoot him for? He's right here. And I'm laughing because this battle is over. This is ours. The enemy still has a bunch of troops here, but we have like 200 horse archers just absolutely shredding the enemy. And now I just want to survive the battle, right? We don't want Rylan killed here at the end of this battle, especially not with that horde of horse archers doing their thing. And what a beautiful battle, right? Me and Bob here at the end. Maybe he likes to be called Robert. We'll take it. And what a couple 2.5 hours. This is going to be a reintroduction to the Khazate side of this epic Vlandian campaign. I'm sure some guys are like, I don't understand. It's a Vlandian campaign. Well, we are forming a very complex storyline, friends. I'd say you have to forgive me, but you can always just watch something else, right? Hopefully it's been entertaining. We'll continue to make this campaign one of the more unique campaigns you've ever seen. Rylan's doing his thing. It's fun. I played Baron York 2 days ago. Today I play Rylan. In between, we do a Disasters of War series and hopefully keep you guys entertained and enlightened. Our armies here aren't getting huge kill ratios, but we're also fighting like all tier 5 units. I think a 2-to-1 kill ratio under these circumstances is actually really good. You know, your elite cataphracts, as far as the eye can see, are outnumbered. And we didn't lose anybody, right? Rose didn't die. We didn't lose any of these brothers and sisters of Rylan. And I'm a happy camper here, right? I can call this episode and this play session good. We'll do a little editing and probably snip together some of these different battles. I know you guys don't want to watch a whole bunch of drudgery in this campaign. Plenty of campaigns on YouTube showing you that kind of stuff. We're going to hit the highlights, the gnarly battles, the crazy close affairs, the battles with huge, reinforced sides and unknown results. And hopefully the end result of all of that is you guys are going to be entertained. You guys will keep coming back, right? You guys can keep hitting that like button, encourage other people to find the channel, find these amazing battles, and hopefully we can share this joy of Bannerlord here on this little YouTube channel I am developing. So please hit that like button. Of course, you want to subscribe if you want to see more from our campaign. I appreciate you fellas and ladies. And with all that said, I will see you all next time.